Published, 12:04 Eastern Standard Time, the 18th of February 2018. Updated, 1300 Eastern Standard Time, the 18th of February 2018. FA Cup winners have traditionally woken up in a swanky London hotel with a hazy recollection of the night before. Not Callum McManaman. Staring up at Everton wallpaper and surrounded by junior football trophies, Wigan's man of the match was back in the bedroom of the red brick terrace in which he had grown up on Merseyside. "I was still living at my mum's," says the 26-year-old, who had been the star man in Wigan's shock 1-0 victory over Manchester City, 24 hours earlier. Callum McManaman was Wigan's man of the match in their FA Cup final win in 2013. "We couldn't stay in London because we had Arsenal away on the Tuesday and had to win to stay up. I wish we could have celebrated it, but all the lads were saying, make sure no one goes out, especially you. I had about 50 of my mates and family there. Got back late and went to the local pub, the Holt in Rainhill. I eventually made it there but only for a couple as we were training on the Sunday. I was just a young lad, on pretty small wages, knocking about with my friends. That night I slept in the same room in which I'd dreamt about winning the FA Cup as a kid. My medal is still there. It was mad, but I didn't know any different. I had all my Everton wallpaper around me. It's still the same now. My man of the match plaque is in the living room, so whenever anyone goes around it's an excuse to talk about it. My mum and dad are so proud of that." Ben Watson scored the winning goal as Wigan upset Manchester City at Wembley on Monday night. Wigan host City in the FA Cup fifth round, 5 years on from the final at Wembley. It is a rare chance for McManaman, now fighting relegation at the bottom of the Championship with Sunderland, to reflect on the greatest day of his career. Not that he realised the scale of his achievement at the time. "My life changed after the cup final," he says. "I didn't realise how big it was. I was just a kid living the same life I always had done, naive but fearless. At the time I just wanted the next one. I always thought I'd be playing in these big games. So if I'm honest, it makes me a bit gutted. It makes me think, I want to do that again. I want to get back to that. It's hard. You think that's going to be you for the rest of your career. I don't really watch it back because of that feeling. I'll enjoy seeing the clips ahead of the game on Monday, of course, and I'm even more proud of what we did now, but there is that feeling of regret. I have to admit that. The joy was short-lived as a 4-1 defeat at Arsenal relegated Roberto Martinez's side. The highlights will show the winger terrorising City's full-backs Gael Clichy and Pablo Zabaleta before Ben Watson heads the 90th minute winner from a corner won by McManaman. "It was the game of my life," he says. "I had no fear. Every time I got the ball I just took on whoever I wanted. That's how we set up, to play on the counter-attack and get me one-on-one, which suits me perfectly. I got Zabaleta sent off for 2 bookings and when they had 10 men we knew we could do it, but I was still thinking, I don't want extra time. We needed a goal, we'd battered them. If it had gone to pens then there is no advantage. Ben got the goal at the perfect time. But the corner we scored from, it should have been a pen. I've watched it again since and even thought it at the time. He pushes me in the back and I've landed on my neck. Luckily, it didn't matter. The joy was short-lived. The sacrifice of missing out on a post-match party proved in vain, as a 4-1 defeat at Arsenal relegated Roberto Martinez's side. The winger terrorised City's full-backs Gael Clichy and Pablo Zabaleta, who was sent off. It is an inevitable question and one McManaman answers in a flash. Would he swap the cup final win for survival? 100% no, he fires back. I'd rather win the FA Cup and go down. Every Wigan fan would say the same. What are you going to look back on when you finish your career? That year you stayed up? Or winning the FA Cup? Not many people can say they've done that. Don't forget we beat Man City the year after in the quarter-final at the Etihad. We should have won the cup that year as well. We got beat in the semi-final by Arsenal but they only equalised in the 82nd minute. We lost on pen. They beat Hull in the final, and I would have fancied us to win that. It still plays on my mind that we could have done more with that team. My dad always says that everyone forgets you went to Wembley 4 times in 2 years. 2 FA Cup semi-finals, the final and Community Shield. All my mates were constantly going to Wembley on buses. It just felt normal at the time. We just thought, oh yeah, we're going to Wembley again, who's coming? It was mad. McManaman is now fighting relegation at the bottom of the Championship with Sunderland. Martinez quit for Everton following relegation and was replaced by Owen Coyle.
McManaman stayed at Wigan for a further 18 months before signing for Tony Pulis at West Brom, where after just 7 league starts in 2.5 years he left for Sunderland in the summer. I look back and think, what could have been if I'd had the right manager after Roberto, he adds. I think about different moves, right decisions and wrong decisions. I probably should have left Wigan after the cup final, but I loved it, I didn't want to. I probably missed the boat, I was young, living at my mum's, and I used to get homesick. It was only when I had to move that I did so. But I went to West Brom under the wrong manager, and that's why I haven't kicked on. I want to get back to those days. I need to get back in the team here at Sunderland and get my belief back. Monday night's rerun of the game of his life could well be the inspiration McManaman needs.